Hey, welcome one and all. This is Brigading Ding Dong Brit.
And I'm Patty Whack Piddly Pat.
You certainly are. And welcome to Siddly Seesaw Soy Trek.
Aw.
Today we are...
Siddly Seesaw Soy Sick.
Yeah, today we are tiddly tee talking about Ding Dong Doodly DS9.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. The people on our Patreon decided we should watch this episode, and it's an episode. You know? DS9 is full of such great episodes, and this is not one of them. This is not one of them. This is unfortunately...
I think actually voted the worst.
Yeah, it's voted by a lot of people to be the worst DS9 episode. A lot of people say Profit and Lace, but Profit and Lace is at least like kind of a competent story that doesn't suck. It
tries to do the right thing through the most ham-fisted way possible.
Right. It's
like the message was trying to be good, but.
Yeah, indeed. So what you been up to?
But actually, you know what? I don't actually mind this episode that much.
It's fine. It's not good. It's fine. Like, and that's the thing is like, the bar for DS9 is so high that even like a mediocre episode like this is still mediocre. It's not great, but it's not like objectively bad like some episodes of like TNG. I'm looking at you, Shades of Grey.
I think it was voted 8th worst episode of Star Trek of all time. And I would have to say that's definitely wrong, especially with like Discovery. Because I can at least remember like this episode extremely well. Like it's basically fused into my mind.
Discovery? I mean, the top 10 episodes, there were 10 episodes in season 2 of Picard, right? That's the list. Yeah. That's the fucking list. That's the entire list.
Picard season 2. Yeah, Picard season 2 basically takes like all the worst episodes, the top 10 worst episodes.
Yeah, it's
so yeah, you're completely right on that.
The Picard season 2 is literally
you could like I would watch Move Along Home like anytime. Like I'd drop of a hat. If I was flipping channels and it was on, I'd watch it to completion, no matter where it was.
So
like. If you were to hold a gun to my head and tell me to rewatch any episode from Picard season 2, I'd be like, pull the fucking trigger.
Fucking do it twice. Make sure I'm dead. Like,
yeah, two in the chest, one in the head. Just do it.
Come on, please.
Like, mafia style.
Right. Yeah. Picard season 2, bullets in the head. That's.
Yeah.
So a little Soy Trek lore for those who haven't been with us for the past 3-4 years, I don't know. Picard season 2 is literally the reason we started this podcast. I was doing another podcast with a guy named Spencer, who was the first co-host of the show, about Buckethead, and we were after we watched Buckethead, we'd watch because we're both Trekkies, we'd watch Picard season 2 together. And we hated it so fucking much that at the end of the season, we're like, hey, we need to start a podcast to address why this sucks so much. And we did. And we're like, and why modern Trek sucks so much. Because at this time, we only had Discovery, Picard, and Lower Decks. And Lower Decks was still kind of at its infancy, and it was fine. The first couple seasons are fine. It doesn't hit its stride until like the end of the second season, into the third season, really, though. So... we and I hadn't watched much of it at that point, admittedly. So we were just like real down on modern Trek, and we're like, we should talk about this like in an audio format.
I remember during Picard season 1, you had texted me and like, are you watching this bullshit?
Yeah.
And I was still like, I had hope. Like I wanted it to be good. So I was just like, you know what? Let's give it a chance.
And you know what?
Like,
they kind of got it right by the third season. Third season was okay.
Yeah.
It was, it wasn't great, but it was okay.
I think by the end of season 1, I was completely Joker-fied.
Yo, 100%. I was black pilled. I fucking like went on Amazon, got a bottle full of black pills, and just boofed them, every single one of them.
Yep. Yeah, I was just like, there's no saving this. And then season 2 just confirmed that with a passion. Like I was just like, this must die.
Yeah.
It must die.
Yeah. The dead must die. Yeah. Yeah. So what have you been up to? What you been jerking off to lately?
Watching lots of the Munsters.
You're jerking off to the Munsters? Yeah, Lily do be banging though. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah,
Lily do be banging. And Herman, you know he got that hammer.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've also been watching like the classic Addams Family, which I was looking. Apparently, like the guy who played Fester took place in a vigilante style lynching of a man who murdered someone.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was just like, that's interesting.
Yeah,
he was also like a child actor who had all of his like money stolen from him by his parents. Right.
That wasn't he in like fucking the Little Rascals or something like that? Is it
something like it? Like it wasn't Little Rascals, but something else.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, and I want to say like because of him, like they made laws or like his name is on some law about child actor. Yeah.
Yeah, because like to protect child actors, because he was completely penniless when he started the Addams Family.
Right.
And but yeah, but the most interesting thing that was like, oh yeah, he helped lynch a guy who murdered his college roommate.
Wild.
It's like, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I'd help lynch a guy who, if they murdered my roommate. I like my roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Did you know that we have a Patreon?
I did, actually.
Yeah, that shit's over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. What do you get there? Well, you get all of our podcasts, The Media Dungeon, Soy Trek, and Prison Breakdown. Also, a couple podcasts like My Wife, Dumb Idiot Bullshit, and Getting Head, a Bucket Cast that we no longer do. But there's well over 500 episodes of all types of content on there, including video content. So you get to see our beautiful faces as we talk about Star Trek. I don't know why I did baby voice, but I'm gonna continue.
You're baby now.
I'm gonna continue this pitch in baby voice. So at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs.
That's JD Vance voice, actually.
This is JD Vance voice.
Oh, got to say please and thank you.
Oh, you forgot to say please and thank you. You were rude. You were mean. I don't like meanies. Mom said if you're not polite, you're meanie.
You gotta let me have a trip. I gotta turn on the Xbox. Mom said I have a turn too.
Mom said I could be first player. Mom said I don't have to be vice player anymore. I get to be first player.
Do you know his wife is going to Greenland right now to help like do like the annexation of Greenland deal?
Great. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. We definitely need Greenland. That's a perfect 51st awesome. State. That makes sense. That makes sense to annex Greenland. They have so many valuable resources there, like moss.
Scenic
views.
There's ice there because it's scenic deceptive.
Right. Didn't Eric the Red like discover both those places or something? And he named Greenland Iceland and Iceland Greenland in order to trick people, so people wouldn't move to the nice place, which was Iceland. And
makes sense because also Eric the Red is actually blonde.
Really interesting.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
They just named him that because he had a dog dick.
Yeah, his dick was just all red and raw all the time. So they're just like, oh, Eric the Red. That man's got a dog dick. Got a red rocket.
Hell yeah. So for $2 a month, that's our first tier. It's a dumb idiot. And and you get to be a dumb idiot with us and vote on what we watch every week. You also get all of our podcasts in one place in high quality. You get to talk to us, get the inside track, get to, I don't know, you can still request dick pics from me. I'll send dick pics to any of our Patreons.
And I'll keep true. Keep send pictures of my cats.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
2 cats, both tortoiseshell, both very cute.
Oh, babies.
Both evil.
Yeah.
Well, one's good, one's evil,
and
and you have to decide. You have to pick which one is good and which one's evil by choice.
I have 2 cats now too. A tortoiseshell and a black cat. My roommate has a cat, so I have a built-in cat now. And this cat,
are they getting along?
No, not really. Like Valentine, the new cat, who's a gentleman. He's a black cat. He's fine. He's fine. He just like looks at Z, and Z like hisses at him and runs away. He's very polite.
Yeah, male cats are always way more chill.
Yeah, for the most part.
They've always just been down to clown.
Yeah, I've had great luck with male cats. They always like me, basically. Eventually. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they hate me at first, but they grow to love me. They know. They know. Mm-hmm. They know that I'm a cat man. A cat man.
Catman Carruthers.
Catman Carruthers. Hong Kong Fooey. Fucking so Scatman Carruthers played Hong Kong Fooey. I don't know if you know that, and it's an amazing vocal performance. Like him.
Yeah, he just died.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought he died a long time ago. No. He let's see. He died in he died in 1986, dude.
Oh, who's the other Scatman that just died?
I don't know.
Scatman John, I think, died.
No, Scatman John died a long time ago.
No.
He died in the 90s.
Which Scatman died recently?
I don't know. Scatman dead news. Scatman John Darn. No, that's 99. No. I don't think any Scatmen have died recently. I think
Why was there a Scatman in the
What are you talking about?
The fuck?
Yeah.
Man, am I losing my mind?
I think you are losing your mind.
Died.
Our most recent Scatman died over 25 years ago. Think about that.
Damn.
It's time for another Scatman. We need another Scatman.
No Scatman has like risen to the occasion in almost 3 decades. That's really sad.
There's no Scatman apparent. And this is like, I don't know, for anyone who's listened to my podcast for a long time, this is at least the 5th time I've talked about this. How there needs to be a new Scatman, and it's like time for another Scatman based on the actual like cycles of like, time. Like, we got Scatman Carruthers in the 70s. We got Scatman John in the 90s. So we really should have had a Scatman in the 2010s at some point.
Do you think like when the Scatman died, he was reincarnated as like maybe someone that's taking a vow of silence at a temple or something? Like he was.
I like the idea that we have to go find the new Scatman, like the fucking Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
We lay out a bunch of like fedoras in front of him, and like, which one was yours?
Which one was yours? And he picks the right one.
We have Fedora the new Scatman.
He's taken a vow of silence. Surely he won't know how to scat, but he has the power within him. Yeah, he just starts scatting. Yeah. His first words are just scats.
Yeah. He like after a 20-year vow of silence, he just like starts like ski ba boop ba doo ba ba bow sing it down da da dow, and they're like, it's him.
Yeah, mixes it in with some Gregorian chants. It's just like, it just brings everyone to their knees, and they just start crying. And it's like he's like the a sign that the world's gonna change and for the better.
Yeah,
we just have to awaken him.
Hell yeah. Yep. So
that's the thing. If you give money to us,
mm-hmm.
we will both quit our jobs and we'll dedicate our lives. We'll go fucking to the fucking like Himalayan mountains.
Yep. Yeah.
And we will find the Scatman and we will bring him. we'll bring his word to the masses.
So the Dalai Lama actually recently said that the next Dalai Lama isn't going to be someone who was born in Nepal. He doesn't think, and so I wonder if the Scatman like is like international. Well, I guess like he's always come from America, I think, right?
Yeah, but you never know. Things get all mixed up now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we do have like an international. And also, the Dalai Lama is just probably saying that because it's probably, the Dalai Lama,
Mm-hmm.
he'll probably give the Dalai Lama mantle to anyone who can pay enough money because that guy is like a shady character. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure like he just defaulted in reincarnation in America. He can be reincarnated anywhere, and he's
so here's
probably
something
somewhere out there.
Here's something interesting. Scatman John was born in California and died in California, and Scatman Carruthers died in California as well and is buried there. So I think the next Scatman probably will come from California.
They're just piling them on top of each other.
Oh, you know who scats? A little pedophile I know called Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah,
and he only scats about California. Ooh, zap, boop, California. Like,
maybe he's like the dark scat man.
He is.
Like,
Oh my god! I never realized this. Oh shit!
Maybe his 19-year-old girlfriend is the scat reincarnation of Scatman.
Oh,
and
maybe she's the first scat mistress.
Yeah, scat woman, and like and Anthony Kiedis being the dark scat man, like foresaw this and swooped in on her, and he's like trying to like
convert her to the dark side. Yeah. No, this is some Star Wars shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess our mission is clear. Yeah, and of course, what's Anthony Kiedis obsessed with? California. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, and that's why he's obsessed with California, because he knows like the Scat Man's going to be reborn in California.
Right. Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't know this went so deep. I didn't know this went so goddamn deep.
Yeah, this is we're like uncovering like like we just open everyone's mind.
This is
Everyone's
like fucking
like
this is like the fucking janitor from Watergate, man.
Yeah. We're blowing this wide open. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we have to go to California and fight Anthony Kiedis and free his 19-year-old girlfriend / the reincarnation of Scatman John.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do that.
Let's do that. So give us money. And we will go fight Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah. Newspaper headlines next month. 2 men die in shootout with police after standoff for stalking Anthony Kiedis at his home.
Arrested outside of Anthony Kiedis's residence, shooting guns randomly into his walls. Give us the scat woman, they screamed.
God, if we actually take out fucking Anthony Kiedis, we'll be the next Luigi Mangionis, but for music.
I think everyone, yeah, they would all donate to our fund to get out of prison, to our legal defense fund.
Like they put up statues in our name at like fucking like Austin city limits or some shit.
Like free soy trek, they killed Anthony Kiedis.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so over at our Patreon for $5 a month. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I was doing this in baby voice. Over at our Patreon for $5 a month, we say thank you to people just like Abigail Simpson, Iggy, Nathan G, 7 of 9, SFC Punk, Gillian McQuarrie, Skeptic, Lock Vinyl, Sam Mayo, Shane Williams, Jody, Beefwig, Dandy Bione, David Craning Seitz, Luna Julia, Elizabeth Hearn, Jordan Hale, Dallin Lance, Danny, Phil McCavity, Anthony Cabrera, Shane Sawyer, Nick Sabrad, former Twink, Ethan Adams, Asher Pliskin, Robert Yuyito, Gabe Siciliano, Jose Martinez, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Papa Poison, D. Riker, Star Trek Enjoyer, Carl Simmons, Joe Moore, Gusty, Vinny, and our good friends over at the Hate Speech Podcast. Now, if you're still with us, I have to apologize. About midway through that, I realized what I was doing was incredibly annoying, even to me. And I have a pretty high tolerance for hearing my own voice say very annoying things. If you're still with us, if you haven't eaten the bullet yet,
if you haven't like disagreed with us heavily on our belief that Anthony Kiedis is the Satan and the large scat man, magical battle for men's souls.
The Antichrist of scat, if you will.
The anti-scat P.
So for $10 a month over on the Patreon, you get access to the Media Dungeon, which is a crazy good deal. It is a media server with over 21,000 films and a ton of TV shows, all types of stuff, and every single Star Trek that's ever existed in the highest quality available. That means like really good upscales of Voyager and DS9, and of course the actual transfers they did in 1080 of TOS and TNG, and then of course all the other Star Treks are in 1080 or higher. So that's pretty cool stuff. Also, for $20 a month, you get access to merchandise, which is stuff I have left over from our merch operation from Soy Trek, and also some new stuff that I make. I'll be making stuff. I'll send it to you. It's cool. Send shirts and shit like that. So that's all over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. We'd appreciate it if you checked it out. Check it out. Ow! Werewolf to London. Ow! I saw a werewolf in a glory hole in Chinatown with a big old dick in his mouth. Yeah. I said, "Hey, werewolf, what you doing?" He just came and went, "Ow! Werewolf to London. Ow!" Yeah. That's my version of the song. I think it's better.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I saw a werewolf in a bathhouse getting banged out by 3 big dicks. I'm like, "Werewolf, what are you doing?" He just came and went, "Ow! Werewolf to London."
I like it. Instead of a Chinese menu in his hand, he just had another man's penis.
Another man's penis. But not another wolf man.
I saw a werewolf with a man's penis in his hand. His hair looked amazing. His hair looked fantastic.
Yeah. That's our podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
And good night.
So today we are talking about a little Star Trek show called Deep Space Nine. This is an episode from season 1, which, like pretty much all Star Treks, season 1's a little rough. I thought.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I thought.
It's fine at splitting.
Right. I thought honestly, like Strange New Worlds might be the best first season of a Star Trek show. In terms of like quality and like knowing what they're doing with the show. I mean, yeah, of course, the first season could have technically been seen as, I think, season 2 of Discovery, because it had like all the main players in there. It had Spock, had Pike, and but it really fleshed itself out and was very sure of itself from like the very first episode. And I would almost argue, I think this first season might be better than the second season of Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I did like the overarching story of just like Pike coming to terms with the fact that he needs to die, basically, have that like be melted, have his whole face melted, and go into the wheelchair, and coming to terms with that, and
that was pretty cool. It was a great finale because of that too.
Yeah. I was really into it.
Whereas the finale of season 2 was a lot more of like a cliffhanger. Yeah.
And of course the addition of what's her face? Ooh, I can't think of her name. The crazy blonde lady.
The archaeologist lady. Yeah, I'm with you. I can't think of the name Carol Kane. That's the actress.
Yeah, Carol Kane. I can't remember her name in the show.
Yeah, me either. She's great though. She's wacky, a little wackadoodle. Anyway, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Deep Space Nine, Season 1, Episode 10, Move Along Home. Better known maybe as most people think the name of this episode is All Marine because of the little chant in the thing. It's yep. It's a poem, and it's a dumb one. But let's see. This episode first aired on March 14th, 1993. So almost exactly 22 years ago. Think about that. It's the 9th episode produced in DS9 and released in DS9 because the first 2 episodes are like a 2-parter. So this is the 9th episode produced and released, but technically episode 10. It is the 259th of all Star Trek episodes released in all. This one had 3 writers on it and a story writer. So let's start with a story writer. The person who did the story for this was Michael Piller, best known as, one of the show creators on Voyager, longtime Star Trek alum. He has tons of scripts under his belt. The teleplay was then adapted by 3 people. We got Frederick Rappaport, who is a friend of Ira Stephen Bear's and worked on with him on the 4400, the Twilight Zone, and the Bronx Zoo after this.
And no known relation to Michael Rappaport.
No, definitely not. He wrote 2 episodes of DS9, including Move Along Home, this one, and Sanctuary. The other 2 writers are a writing team of Lisa Rich and Janine Kerrigan-Fauci, who wrote 3 episodes together. This one...
Fauci,
right? TNG's Liaisons, and then DS9's Duets. So or Duet. And Duet is one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. So it's weird that they wrote one of the best and one of the most mid episodes of the entire series. It's very strange, honestly. Yeah.
It can't all be bangers.
No, they can't. And then the director was David Carson, who has directed 4 episodes of TNG and 4 of DS9, including Yesterday's Enterprise and The Next Phase. And then for DS9, he did Emissary, Dax, and The Alternate. So he's done some really good episodes. And then this one. It's really weird to have like a team of people who all like work pretty well and like can make a good Star Trek making this episode, because it's not great Star Trek.
Yeah, it's pretty corny. I mean, I would definitely place it. It definitely feels like, how a lot of like first season TNG feels like rejects from TOS.
Mm-hmm.
And this definitely feels like a TOS episode. Like an old TOS script that was like used by Deep Space.
You're not wrong. No, it definitely does feel very TOS. It feels like because the thing about it's like meeting a strange foreign species, like with a thing that causes them like a weird conundrum. And that's a thing you usually get when you're like traveling to other planets and stuff. And the thing about DS9 is they're not usually traveling to other planets and stuff. They're in a solitary location, and that's what makes it interesting. But
everyone's got to come to them.
Yeah, exactly. But this is like, it's kind of silly. It's like for First Contact for DS9 is not a storyline they should really do, I don't think.
No.
It's not a series that lends itself well to a First Contact scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. Like, we are seeing like something completely, by this point, Deep Space Nine, like almost all of like the Alpha Quadrant's basically known to the Federation. So this does give a lot of opportunity to really like meet some like just straight up weird fucking people.
And I guess I take that back, because they do meet Jem'Hadar, and they do First Contact, but it's in a much more like hostile way with a lot of species.
Yeah, and those other like those one people who are like Ferengi, except they're like all muscular and look like clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, type of stuff. Like, you meet lots of interesting people that come from through the wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah, so you want to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we start aboard Deep Space Nine, and official delegation on behalf of a species called the Wadi are due to arrive from the Gamma Quadrant for First Contact. Cisco is preparing to meet with the ship, although he gets worried when he learns that Jake has been learning about Bajoran girls from none other than motherfucking Nog, the playboy himself. Cisco decides they need to set aside some time the next day so he can work some damage control. And he's gonna tell him about the birds and the bees and what that ridge nose can do. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
Gotta check the credit card through that ass crack with it.
So the senior staff assemble in the airlock to greet the Wadi representative, whose name is Follow. Although Cisco is keen to make a good impression, he is put out to find that Follow and the other Wadi just want to head straight to Quarks so they can play games. They're a gaming species, like Americans. They get on the ship, and he's like, "Hi, I'm the representative of our government." And he's like, "Show us the casino." It's pretty cool.
It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's played by by an actor named Joel Brooks, and for some reason he always looked like, I always thought like, I know who that guy is. Like, he just looks like a character actor I've probably seen in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not so. Like,
no.
It's just like, for some reason, he reminds me of another actor, completely different actor. But because he looks very distinctive with like his mustache and very very broad dude. But I was completely wrong. I was like looking at his like his filmography, and I was just like, I haven't seen most of this shit.
All right, so we get credits like 3 minutes in, 3.5. It's a little cold open. It's good. It works. It sets the episode up pretty well, I guess. So in Quark's bar, the Wadi delegates are wanting to play a new game. However, Quark needs to make sure they have some fucking money. Follow offers some alpha current nectar is an item of value, but Quark is like, no, I need like cash, baby. And so he's like, how about this fucking bag of gems? And Quark gets this enormous erection, like right in the middle. He comes in his pants. He's like, he sees the jewels, so he's like, I'll take those, yes. And then there's just like a stain on his
just
pants.
Walking around with a massive boner, just knocking things over, knocks over a tray of drinks.
Yeah, a fucking vase, and a cat goes, "Row!" So after 6 hours of gaming, the delegates are winning almost every spin, and both Quark and Commander Cisco are getting tired. Cisco decides enough is enough and leaves the bar to go to bed. But before leaving, Cisco asks Quark to inform him when they stop playing. Quark heads over to the table and pleads that the Dabo girl's hands are tired from all these spins. And Follow orders Quark to replace her with someone new, because he's dead set on fucking gaming, baby. He's gaming hard.
Yeah.
Quark
Dude loves gaming.
Quark gets someone to replace her and instructs him covertly to begin fixing the table so the Wadi do not win. He loses the next turn and becomes suspicious. He soon discovers Quark's deception and corners him at the bar. Quark tries to pass it off like he's ignorant, but Fallow isn't having it. He decides to start a new game and transforms the Dabo table to a different board game, which he announces is called Chula. He explains that the game involves 4 players and that their objective is to move along home. Oh! Title in the show! Title in the dialogue!
Name mentioned.
Yeah. Quark decides to play the game in hopes that the Wadi will be lenient with his cheating. In Sisko's quarters, he finds Jake still awake late into the evening, jerking off.
I'm just doing my research into Dabo girls. And by doing research into Dabo girls, I got Gabo all over me.
Jake, have you seen my wool socks?
Well, I'll just slip them right on. No need to expect them further. Oh no!
Did you starch my white socks?
Yeah. Smells like an aquarium.
So Jake admits to his father that he had been spending time with Nog on a school project. Nothing more. It's innocent. Sisko tells him to go to bed, saying that is no excuse, and promises to have a chat with him about Nog and girls in the morning. However, as he's sleeping, he tosses and wakes up to find himself lying on the floor of a large, odd room. Dun 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 dun. Musical cue. He tries to call ops and attempts to end the program if he's in the holosuite, but he has no luck. He has a Starfleet tricorder with him, so he searches around, trying all the doors until he finds an unlocked one. Sisko wanders the hall, opening another door. Behind it, he encounters an image of Fallow, who, laughing mockingly, instructs him to move along home. Hearing cries for help, he searches for them and finds Dr. Bashir, who believes this is a dream and is trying to wake himself up. Kira and Dax show up, also drawn to Bashir's cries for help. Sisko tells them of his encounter with Fallow, but Bashir believes, Bashir believes is a behavioral test, and Kira doesn't like that. They decide to split up and use their comm badges, which are still working. It's weird how comm badges work in like every instance unless there's like too much radiation or something.
Yeah, it is fascinating because it's like, what is their power source? Like, I mean, I'm sure like they have used like comm badges to like, you know, as like a power source in emergency type situations, but it's just like, it's fascinating, like their range, and even in like this thing that's ostensibly like are they shrunk down? like nothing's ever really made about the technology that they use to do this to them.
No, maybe that's why the reason why this episode is so maligned is like there's no like real technobabble to like explain away what's happening here. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, are they in an alternate universe? Are they shrunk down to a microscopic size? Like, you think any of those things would have been like beneficial to the Federation somehow? Like, they're these silly game nerds are dealing in a technology that has lots of practical applications for anything, and we're just focused on getting them out of the game. It's just like, okay, well, let's talk. Let's see what we can do with this.
So, next morning, Jake Sisko informs Odo that his daddy's missing. And I'm not talking about Nog, if you know what I mean. Hey, everybody. Odo discovers that Sisko and 3 other senior staff members are not on board. So, you know, Bashir, Dax, and Kira. and he launches an investigation. After scolding a lieutenant who had assumed they were affected by a long party last night, Odo orders a full security sweep of the station and all of the ships docked there. Meanwhile, Fallow keeps Quark in the game, forcing him to learn the rules as he plays. Quark nervously asks for a minimum wager and rolls. Fallow goes to work, executing the next turn. Meanwhile, the 4 players reach a door, which opens to reveal a girl playing a hopscotch-like game and singing a rhyme that goes, "All a Marine, count to 4, all a Marine, then 3 more, all a Marine, if you can see, all a Marine, you'll come with me." It keeps being repeated all throughout the episode, and that's why this episode is maligned, is because it is annoying.
Yes. Yeah. And also it's incredible that, like, even though this rhyme is being translated from an alien language, it still rhymes in English. It's very convenient.
Yes, very convenient. The players move into the room and are sealed in. Moving across the room, Kira stumbles onto a force field. The girl who's doing the hopscotch game, though, however, moves right through it. Bashir decides that the pattern of the girl's movements allow her to pass through, but is also knocked backwards after attempting it. Dax follows the girl precisely, both singing the rhyme and mimicking the hand actions, and successfully passes through the force field, and the others follow, doing the same thing. Back at the station, the Wadi cheers, "A la Marine!" as Fallow moves the 4 pieces down one level of the board and hands Quark several jewels. I've decided at this point that this game is dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it really, like, just based on other, like, you know, puzzle solving games that we have on Earth, this is completely rudimentary. Like, it's just be like, you know, like, imagine if we showed the Wadi, like, Myst or something.
Yeah, this is like this is a level of puzzles like I don't know, like Prince of Persia for people with head trauma edition. It's like
yeah, have them play some King's Quest or some shit. King's Quest 6.
Hell yeah.
That game always, like, fucked me up when I was a kid. Like, have them play that. They'll never figure that shit out. They'd be like, "Oh my god, the Federation is like the king of games." They, like, our Chula game has the shittiest puzzles in it that anyone can figure out.
Yep. So Fallow moves the 4 pieces down one level on the board and hands Quark several jewels. He happily accepts them and believes he is learning the game. So next, Fallow asks Quark to choose a path for the players, either the difficult short route with a chance of winning more prizes or the long easy route. And you know what Quark picks. He's like, Quark excitedly tries to negotiate a licensing agreement to keep the game in his bar. When Odo barges in demanding to know if Quark has seen any of the missing officers. Quark brushes him off until Odo exclaims 4 officers are missing. Slowly, Quark makes the connection. 4 players, 4 missing officers. He looks at the player pieces and then Odo, who silently understands Quark's realization. Fallow insists he choose the safer path or the more difficult path with Odo watching, and he rolls the dice. So, moving through the corridors of the maze, the players find a room with Wadi in it, all drinking and laughing. They don't very well respond to the officers, and so frustrated, Kira starts shouting and throwing a tray of food on the floor. Suddenly, the doors close, and a toxic gas fills the room, causing the players to start coughing. A Fallow comes into the room, telling them to move home again, but otherwise not responding to anything. Bashir notices that the Wadi remain unaffected and decides to try some of the drink that is being offered around. The drink relieves all the effects of the gas. Sisko and the others drink it, also relieved. The Wadi all cheer. They've made it through this puzzle. The image of Fallow states that the players have progressed to Shap 4, which are levels, and all adults only start on Shap 2. only children start on Shap 1. At the table, the Wadi cheer, "All Marine!" And Fallow moves the players ahead, and Quark is happy to win some more prizes. Odo concernedly leaves.
Also, you kind of think about it, this is like kind of like a plot of like, it's almost like a plot of a horror movie where it's just like, Quark is caught cheating as punishment, like these people with like almost magical powers then put his friends into a game where they can potentially die.
Mm-hmm.
This like to teach him a lesson about cheating and greed and everything else.
Oh.
It's very interesting.
So Odo's investigating and finds some strange readings detected on the Wadi ship, and decides to visit over Lieutenant Starfleet objections. Odo retorts he's not Starfleet and therefore not a party to their orders, and orders the lieutenant to beam him over and finds a room with unusual energy readings. Stepping through the doors, he ends up in Quark's bar to find Quark playing the game. Fallow notices him and reminds Quark that he needs to continue playing, choosing the next path. Quark chooses the safer path, but Fallow says, "Well, that's an unfortunate roll." And he's talking about, he gave him a bunch of MDMA and he's rolling hard and he's like having a bad trip. And
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, man? So in the game, they continue to move through the corridors when their tricorders detect an energy buildup. A bright light source appears and moves towards them. At the table, Fallow selects a player piece. The light source scans them and focuses on Bashir, who suddenly vanishes. Fallow knocks over the piece, suggesting that the player is out of the game, and maybe out of existence. Odo immediately orders him to give the officers back, but Fallow ignores it, insisting that they keep playing. However, he says Odo can have them back when Quark is done. Fallow then tells Quark to choose which route to take, and he considers the risky path. Odo cautions Quark, but Quark realizes that the players are only one level away from moving along home, and the short route would take them only one more move. So Quark reassures Odo that he has spent his life assessing chance in games of all kinds, and he's got a good understanding of this one. With Odo's agreement, Quark decides to take the short route, but rolls a Thalio, and he must sacrifice one so that two may live. Dun 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 dun. So Odo and Quark are dismayed. And Quark's unable to decide which player to sacrifice. Odo says he can't be forced to choose, but Fallow says all three will be lost if he doesn't. It's the real Sophie's choice here. He grovels dramatically and pleads to be allowed not to decide, and Fallow accepts. He programs the computer to randomly select a player to be sacrificed. In the game, the remaining players hear Bashir calling out. A door opens and Dax heads into it, and the others follow. Find themselves in a rocky cavern. In the distance, they hear Bashir's voice calling them, who entices them forward. Dax stumbles on loose rocks, and a large boulder lands on her leg. Fortunately, the leg isn't broken, and they continue onwards. So it's kind of a red herring there. Doesn't really matter. They see Bashir, or his figure, but instead of coming to help Dax, Fallow's figure appears again and tells them they are on Shap 6. Dax eventually has Kira and Cisco leave her and reach safety, but they refuse and insist on attempting to help Dax. Moving around a narrow outcropping on a steep cliff, they fall off, appearing suddenly back in the bar together with Bashir. The Wadi finish their game and change the table back to a Dabo table and are about to leave when Commander Cisco demands to know what the fuck's going on. At that point, Fallow's normally stern demeanor changes, and he states comically, "It's only a game, Captain!" And he says there was never actually any risk, and the Quark had cheated them in Dabo. Having just feared for their lives, Cisco is fucking pissed, and thinks the Wadi have committed a faux pas on the group by offering them a game that deceived them into thinking they were playing for their lives, which understandably would annoy the players. I'd be pissed too. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
After the Wadi leave, Quark chases after Fallow, sensing an opportunity to market the game. The end. What do you think?
You know what? I kind of like this episode, actually. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it's when I think about the word, like, I think it's cheesy. Mm-hmm. But as for like one of the worst episodes of Star Trek, it's far, far beyond that like label. Like, I think it's mostly just like it's just corny and cheesy. I think that's people's like problem with it. Otherwise, no. As I said, if this episode were ever on just randomly, I'd watch it in a heartbeat.
Okay. I'm a little less generous about this episode. I think it's pretty mid. I don't love it that much.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible episode of Star Trek, but it's not good. I'd give it a 4 out of 10 probably.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to hate lots of episodes of Deep Space Nine. I think they all have their charm. Like,
although this episode doesn't have any fucking O'Brien, no O'Brien whatsoever.
Well, O'Brien is absent from this and the two episodes that come after it, and they use the explanation that he's on Earth
visiting his mother for her 100th birthday or some shit.
Yeah, like which is, it's just say because you would have liked to have that sort of engineering perspective as to like the science behind it, like, because they physically disappeared, and so it wasn't like they were in like a holodeck type thing. Like they were actually gone from the ship, and so it's interesting technology, and it's interesting like how it happened, but like O'Brien wasn't there to be like to figure shit out.
Yeah. Interestingly, the name Chula, the game in here, comes from Chutes and Ladders, for its kind of similar concept.
I can see that. Shoots and Ladders. I'm gonna start calling it that. Want to play some Chula?
Yeah, that's pretty
cool. Some Kula.
So Avery Brooks has gone on record apparently saying how much he hated this episode. So
yeah. He's like, it's not one of my favorites. But it's like, I can understand, like, he's definitely like, obviously like out of all of his performances, like the more like serious ones, even though I think he's good at when in the episodes where he has to ham it up and be cheesy.
Yeah, he is fun.
Like, he likes to have his fun, like the episode where he was the Bond villain. Like he was,
or basically
he was chewing scenery in that,
or any episode where he's hanging out with Martok. Like he's always hamming it up,
or his mirror counterpart. Like he loves playing that. Like Smiley.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this episode's fine, not great. Don't love it. Wouldn't really recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think you should watch it. It's good lore. It's that's the thing. You could point to you could throw a dartboard at any other modern Trek and see that's like an awful episode. Nothing awful. And meanwhile, like this, I think it's fun. It has horror movie logic to it.
Yeah,
teaching it teaches like a cheating gambling goblin some, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
He learns a moral lesson not to cheat,
I guess.
Except he does it anyway after that.
Yeah, he doesn't learn that lesson. Come on. He doesn't learn that lesson at all.
He doesn't learn a single thing. Yeah, he's like talking about marketing the game afterwards, because it's like, I didn't learn a thing.
Yep. And nothing was learned. Yeah.
Good for Quark. He knows who he is. He's steadfast in who he is as a person.
No,
good for him.
He has self-knowledge, I guess. Good for him.
Yeah, self-knowledge. Yeah.
Yep, so that's that episode. You got anything else to say on this, bad boy?
Yeah, I think I'm good now.
Well. Looks like we're at the end of Soy Trek for the week. Thanks for joining us, Trekkers. If you like this podcast, please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And, of course, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. My name has been Britton.
And I've been Pat.
You've been listening to Soy Trek.
Yep. Thanks for checking with us, soy boys, girls, and overly beans.
Hang dong and shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, soy, soy.
Bye-bye.